What's up, YouTube? It is DUNDEE TV, and we back with another one, y'all. This is chapter 2. And in chapter 2, we getting into it, y'all. Double speech and how we languish in our language. Especially our people. Our people. People that look like me. And how we languish in our language, y'all. And I will be talking about the 2 cursed words of all time, y'all. The 2 cursed words. I'm not gonna try to really speak them because of the YouTube algorithm. I may say them every now and then, but the 2 cursed words of all time, y'all. This is 1, and this is number 2, y'all. 2 biggest curse words of all time. I'll be breaking all this down. All right, double speech. So, language in our language, double speech. But this start off with word etymology, y'all. So we got to set the foundation. We have to set a foundation. So what is etymology? Etymology is the study of the origin of words and the way in which their meanings have changed throughout history, right? Over time, the use of numbers, letters, and words can change and grow to have somewhat different meanings than the original. And you can have a better understanding of a sentence when you research the origin of a word. So that's the foundation of all this, y'all. Curse words, learning the origin, studying etymology of words. This is throughout my whole book. This is all my chapters. The foundation is etymology. All right. So overstand etymology, overstand the meanings. And I'm finna go and break all of this down. So you'll better understand sentences. And let's just go into what a sentence is, so you will just know why you should know what etymology means and why you should know what doublespeak means. Google definition of a sentence: a set of words that is complete in itself, typically containing a subject, a predicate, conveying a statement, question, exclamation, or command, right? The second definition to this word: the punishment assigned to a defendant found guilty by a court or fixed by law for a particular offense. 2 different meanings, right? 2 different meanings. But when you understand etymology and look through the eyes of etymology, those words coexist. They truly do. Similar words to sentence by Google is judgment, ruling, grammar, logic, and law. Ain't that something? So a sentence is grammar and law, because you can sentence somebody to time in the court of law. And that's what a sentence is. It's grammar, law. You know what I'm saying? So it's how we speak. It's the law of speech. So that the word sentence has double meaning. It does. It doesn't have. Don't look at words of having 2 definitions. Look at them as having multiple meanings. Be open. Be ambiguous, right? What is ambiguous? What is ambiguity? The quality of being open to more than one interpretation, right? This is how you get doublespeak, because similar words to ambiguous is doublespeak. And guess what another word is? Puzzle. So if you're open to the ambiguous, you can decode the puzzle. It's in the definition. Look the word up. Look up ambiguous, right? If you're open to the interpretation, you will get the interpretations, but you have to be open to them. But there is a correct way. You just have to define the word. When you define the word, you get the ambiguity. It's there in the word. There's no guess. You don't have to guess. It's literally in the definition of the word. So let's just get into it. The biggest lie ever told was to convince people that they are in a state of being this, or a state of being this. These are states of beings, or states, i.e. statuses. This is a status. This is a status. Just like temperature, one is cold, one is hot, one is cold. Literally, they the same thing, can be reversed. Interchangeable. I'm going to break it down. How you say? Well, ignorance. We gotta set the foundation first, y'all. This algebra. Matter of fact, hey, I was supposed to tell y'all this part before I went into that. Real quick. I got my notes kind of, or my book is broken down because I had to write everywhere. Ran out of space, and when I started writing other stuff. All right, so this book is set up like algebra. It's a building block process. If you can't move, you basically can't move on to the next chapter without knowing the previous chapter, right? You gotta watch the one before it. So in this case, consider the following. Everything you thought knew about language, this is the tip of the iceberg. Bro, just the tip. Pause. All right, the English language, along with every other language, is coded. All right, most common words have double or multiple meanings. All right, this is called doublespeak. This is a knowledgeable tool to understand someone's thought process, especially a higher up. All right, if you know the definitions of words. So learn to use the dictionary. For example, the highest number definition is the oldest. Number one being the newest, most modern. So when you see a word being number one, that's the newest definition of it. If it has like 3 or 4 definitions, the 4th one is the oldest definition of that word. All right. So syllables can also be broken down into meaning as well. So things like MO and MER, or TUR, TOR, or TION, these things mean things as well. So the small cuts of words also mean things. So when you break down the meaning of those by itself, you get meanings, and you can compile those meanings to get definitions and better overstandings of what people even said back in the day, because now we don't use it right. So as of, you see the oldest definition was used prior. So it'll give you a better understanding of how people talk with those words today, and they fly right over your head. So, because some of those words will literally change from hot and cold. Literally. Like, I can't think of it right now, but I think there's literally ebonics that have changed over time that at one meant cool, but then meant whack. So, real talk. We know the words of definitions. We know words can change. Cap. That's one of them. But I'm not even finna get into it. So, etymology, which is the origin of words, they say it's so-called Greek. But this word, etymos, which it comes from the word etymology, etymos, it means true or truth. And there's only one definition for etymology. Etymology only has one definition. It does not have multiple meanings. So you can't get ambiguous with the word etymology. So that lets you know words mean things. Pay attention, y'all. I hope y'all found me. I hope y'all found me so y'all can use this with use this with other stuff. All right. So look, etymos, which is the truth or the foundation, and this is my book, y'all. This is the foundation of my book, etymos, etymology. All right. So this is basically one of my sources I just use to pretty much break a lot of stuff down. A dictionary. And multiple sources of a dictionary, especially the older ones. All right, so let's get into it. Ignorance. Lack of knowledge, or truly to ignore. The word ignore is inside of the word ignorance. It means to refuse to take notice, acknowledge, and disregard intentionally, on purpose. All right? People think that these are colors. That's being ignorant, literally. Because when you're a child, some in your mind like, this ain't a color, but okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a technicality. And we live in a world where technicalities exist, and you have to acknowledge the technicality, because it is. It lives, so to speak. So you can't deny it. You can't just mush it in and say, hey, that's all one. No, that's all colors too. Technically, it's not. It can make a mark, but it's not technically a color, because if you do it on that, I'm gonna get into it. All right, people think they colors. English language keeps people stuck in 3-dimensional false worlds. So let's get in there and break that down based off on the false world. All right, so you believe that your skin is one of these colors, you live in a false world. So basically, you give up your energy to the false world and make the false world more realer than the real world. So the false world and the real world are parallel to each other simultaneously. All right. When you believe your skin, like I said, you believe, you give up your energy to the false world. The so-called man gives off a low vibration energy when they believe that they are this type of person, right? This is not a color of your skin. It is the nature of your actions. This is darkness, all right? Humans can communicate verbally. But is this an evolutionary advantage, or is this an evolutionary setback? Ask yourself, does verbal communication make it easier or harder to comprehend one another? Animals don't have written language, but I'll discuss how humans languish in their language. Language means growing weak or suffer and being forced to remain in an unpleasant situation or place. Basically, it means we are suffering because we are forced to use the English language to communicate daily, and yet we grow dormant to what we are actually saying because we are not taught the root meanings of this language, which is our language. I'll get into that later. So if we are not taught the root meanings of the language at a comprehensive level to actually manifest what we want to communicate, we can't manifest what we want to communicate. We can't even manifest nothing for ourselves. We manifest for the higher up, for the people who know and control the language. All right, so throughout this book, I'll be breaking down the etymology of frequently used words, which I like to call curse words. These two being the biggest. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap up this video real fast, y'all. Language is a curse to those who don't overstand. It is a gift to those who do. It is formed out of duality, not logic. All right. A word only curses you if you don't overstand it. So learn these words, y'all. Learn them. I suggest if you want to wait till I explain the words in my later chapters, you can. I think I go in depth, if not sooner than later. If not, I might try to break them down in chapter 5. I'll go into them. I got to spoon feed y'all. Come on, y'all. I can't just hit y'all with the shock factor. You know what I'm saying? But it's powdered in, and I hard stamp it as I go out as I go through my chapters. I consistently give y'all examples on these two aspects of life, on every example. You can follow other guys who talk about this. This is a new trend. But that, I just want to wrap up this video. I don't want to get too long, since I got a lot of chapters I want to hit y'all with today. So, man, I love y'all if y'all stayed this long. Appreciate y'all. This is DUNDEE TV, hitting y'all with this intellect, hitting y'all with this soul. Stay tuned for chapter 3, I believe that's next. Chapter 4 will be on the way, and chapter 5 will also be all dropping this week for y'all to binge, and then y'all will get 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10 next week. I appreciate y'all. I'm doing it. It took me a while. I don't think nobody was anticipating this, but hey, it's here. It's dropping. Follow me. DUNDEE TV, I'm out.